The drum of self harm. I'm going to keep beating the drum of self harm because it's imperative to highlight how easy it is to become stuck in the cyclical pit of misery brought on by self. Yes, there will be those who pose harm to us for various reasons. That's their role. Allow them to play it. The point is, your role is not to participate in self hate while being struck with hate from multiple directions. It is like I said to my second born son while we were in the household. Sometimes life and its participants will pelt you mercilessly with unlimited ammunition. So why would you hand them more ammunition? Here's further proof of wisdom mentioned.
A snake, while crawling, accidentally got cut by a saw on the ground. It instantly burned with rage, turned back and bit down hard on the saw teeth, but instead the sharp teeth pierced its mouth, blood everywhere. Under the searing pain, it felt it had been gravely provoked, so it completely erupted, using all its strength to wrap its body tightly around the saw, trying to strangle this enemy to death. The result was predictable. The harder it squeezed, the deeper the teeth sank in. In the end, its body was completely severed by the blade. This is what psychology calls the wild horse effect. The cause may be nothing more than a tiny wound. But what ultimately leads to destruction is the excessive emotional reaction you create because of that wound. That snake died without ever understanding. What truly killed it was never the motionless saw, but its own uncontrollable, out-of-control emotions. So in this life, the hardest thing actually isn't forgiving others. It's learning to let go of the self that keeps hurting itself in anger.
29-year-old doctor who's $500,000 in debt. Between her home loan, her credit card debt, and her student loans, she is over $500,000 in debt. Would you date her? I would not. The challenge with doctors, lawyers, scientists, and anyone that's a lady in the STEM field who didn't have parents who could pay off their debt, their student loan debt, and put them through college cleanly, is you'll never be good enough for them. Because the only way that you're going to be good enough is if you clear them of all of their debt and their responsibility. Why in the holy hell would you have $260,000 in student loan debt or whatever she has, and then get a home loan on top of that? I don't understand, because with that student debt, your home loan interest rate goes up. Pay off your debt first, you get a better interest rate on your home loan. Open up a business, you can write off 100% of the lease. Open up a private practice, see people on the side, get a nice apartment, write 100% of your lease off. Listen, I have nothing against professional women. I think that they're some of the best in the business, especially when it comes to the medical field. But dating them is damn near impossible if you want to spend time with your actual woman, because on Saturdays they're working, on Sundays they're working, on your anniversary they're working, on your birthday they're working, on the holidays they're working. You know why? Because they have astronomical amounts of debt that they need to pay off.
But I never knew what the exact number was. So literally I knew that I had student loan payments, I knew I had 2 car payments, I knew that I had credit card payments, but I never put all of that together in a big pot and added it on up.
And the question is, why not? You're the one getting these things. Why aren't you doing these things? Why do you need somebody else to take care of your business? Self-harm pertains to financial as well.
To figure out that I was $90,000 in debt, y'all. Okay, so when I actually found that number out, I ended up going on Credit Karma. Okay, I logged into Credit Karma, and they have like a debt section, and at the bottom, I don't know how it is right now, but at the bottom, it kind of breaks down every day, and it shows you the total. And when I tell you I was appalled, I was so shocked and surprised, because again, I've never counted my debt like that. Like in my head, it was always like, okay, you got to pay the minimum when you
pay the minimum. If you ever want to stay in debt, just use girl math like she's doing.
Credit card is $35. You got to pay a couple $100s for your student loans, a couple $100s for your car. Like I never thought that it was $90,000 worth of debt. The word of advice for people who want to start paying off debt, but you don't know how much debt you have, what accounts or where, I would say the best way to start is to either open up a Credit Karma or run your credit report. Running your credit report might be the best thing to do. Run that, and literally under Experian, TransUnion, and it's a third one, they will let you know across every platform what student loans you have, what car loans you have, anything that's in collections, anybody who's trying to sue you, any medical debt. They literally have it in one place. That way you can get really organized and start tackling this beast.